Hi, I'm Ankan Linden. I'm a chef committed to inspire more people to eat plant-based food. Today, I'm in my hometown, Stockholm, Sweden, to discover a local sustainability initiative and explore our natural environment. Then, I'm heading into the kitchen to modernize a Swedish classic, which of course will be plant-based. This is Top Dish. Sweden is considered one of the most sustainable countries in the world. And there is some great local projects in Stockholm. I'm meeting up with Sarah, one of the founders of Unwrapped, an online zero-waste store. I'm excited to learn about the company. Hi, Sarah.
Hey.
How are you doing?
Great. How are you?
I'm good. Why did you start Unwrapped?
Me and my friend Hannah, we were fed up and frustrated with the amounts of trash our households were producing.
Yeah.
And we felt like there were no options to help us reduce that. No zero-waste stores in Stockholm at the time, so we just felt pretty helpless and decided to be that change. We can think more about the life cycle of the item or the packaging piece. For example, a single-use piece of packaging is used once for such a short period of time. We can think more about the life cycle, and one option is to use our reusable containers.
Sarah and I sat down for a coffee break, or a Swedish Fika, as we call it here, to chat more about how Unwrapped works. Okay, Sarah, I'm very curious how it goes from, start to finish. How does it work?
The products are delivered to us in big paper 25-kilo sacks, and then we open the bags and package them into our reusable containers. And a customer places an order on our online store. The products are delivered in these reusable containers again, and then they transfer them into their own containers. They book a pickup with us. Once they're back at our warehouse, we wash and reuse them, and the cycle continues, completely avoiding unnecessary single-use packaging.
Unwrapped carries pantry staples like sugar, lentils, flour, and pasta in their signature reusable containers. How do you think this is received in your community?
Well, amongst the zero-waste community, they were really excited because they were just as frustrated as Hannah and I because there were no other options available. So within them, it's been received really well, but it's still quite a small movement. We're just trying to convince more Swedish customers to reuse as much as you can and save the Earth's resources.
Unwrapped is doing amazing work, and it's great to learn about this kind of sustainable initiatives happening in my city. Now I'm off to my next stop, the forest. I love how easy it is to get out of Stockholm and into the nature. I'm about to meet Elle, the chef and mushroom specialist. Hopefully, I can find some fresh local ingredients for my recipe.
Hey, tjena!
Tjena, Elle!
It's so nice to meet you. Welcome to my castle.
This is Elle. She is the master of the forest.
There's a lot of things out in the forest. Edible berries, herbs, plants, but also mushrooms. We're gonna head out and see what's out there.
Yes.
We've been having a lot of hot weather lately, and now finally we get rain, so...
Great, so let's hit the road.
Let's go and hunt.
I follow you. Oh, blueberries.
Look at this. Amazing. So many, it's completely covered.
How did you get into food from the forest?
Well, I studied mushrooms at university,
Oh, you
actually.
did?
But also a lot about, what can you source locally in terms of food. It was quite a close connection, to go from finding stuff in the forest and bringing it into my cooking.
Something unique to Sweden is the right to roam, or as we call it here, allemansrätten. What this means is, every Swedish citizen has access to Sweden's natural environments. So we can hike, we can forage, we can even camp on public land. Here you have
What a treasure!
Yeah.
Do you know what this is?
No idea.
Harsyra. This is wood sorrel. So this is basically the Nordic lemon.
Yes.
It's a really nice garnish. Apart from that, it has this really tangy and fresh flavor. It's also a very beautiful thing to put on top of your meal. Look at this. We find the other typical, very desirable Swedish wild mushroom.
The gold of the forest.
Look at this little chanterelle
So
baby.
cute.
Now you definitely have something to cook
Oh,
off tomorrow, hey? So like calm and all the smells. Oh, there's actually a lot of smell from our mosquito repellent
Yes.
as well right now because there's so many mosquitoes out right now, my God.
I got you. All right, what a day.
What a day and a
Look what we got.
great harvest. Wow, mushrooms, berries, plants.
All the things from this forest.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So I really need to thank you, Elle. This has been fantastic for me. I'm so inspired and your knowledge is unbelievable cool. So now I'm going into the kitchen. I'm going to experiment with this and see what it's going to get.
All right.
So, all right, thank
Good
you.
luck with that. Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Back in the kitchen. I'm so excited. Today we're going to do Swedish meatballs. It's a totally classic dish here in Sweden, but we're going to do it plant-based. I'm going to use some ingredients from Unwrapped and ingredients from the forest we got. And we're going to use the product Oumph mince. So we're going to start with the lingonberries. And then we're gonna take unwrapped sugar. I don't want the lingonberries too sweet because I need the acidity too. So I take 2 tablespoons and then you just blend it like this. So it's gonna be like a sweet sauce together with the lingonberries. So that was it. Next step is mashed potatoes. I'm gonna start to peel this. This is a good tip when I peel the skin from the potato. This you can actually deep fry, have it as a snack. So try to use everything we got from this beautiful potato. I start with a plant-based middle of 90s because I wanted to challenge myself and I start to cook with it and start to realize it's actually not so complicated. Don't be afraid and just jump in there and go crazy basically. So I'm gonna work with plant-based butter and plant-based cream, and now the hard work starts. What I'm thinking right now is just to get the right texture on the mashed potato. When I have the right texture, then I start to salt and spice it up a little, not before. Pretty good. Let's make some sauce and chop some onions up. It's important to have a pretty decent knife when we start with the onions, right? So I'm gonna use half of the onion to the sauce and half of the onion to the Oumph balls. Then after that, I'm taking the dry mushrooms, chop this up. And then I take the chanterelles from the forest we find. And this I also just chop up pretty roughly. You need to understand this a little. This is like the bass player in the band who's gonna hold the whole dish. So it's pretty important. First I go in with the plant-based butter. All right, let's fire this up. With the onions, dry mushrooms, and the chanterelles from the Swedish forest. I go in with some veggie stock, and this for me is just salt, but it also gives a body, right? So I start with little, and this jam is sweetness, right? So now I have salt and sweetness around a tablespoon, and it's gonna melt in the sauce, right? I'm going in with unwrapped thyme, and then I take some plant-based cream. The trick to make a really good sauce is the reduction. We need to reduce it for a while here. And meanwhile, we start with the Oumph balls. All right, now it's time to make the Oumph ball, the star of the dish. If you don't have time, you can buy ready rolled Oumph balls. They are delicious, but I prefer Oumph minced because I can actually form them by myself. I can spice them up the way I want. We're gonna take some butter, plant-based, of course, and I'm frying the onion. Then just let them get some color. Why I want to have onion inside? Because I like that taste, and it's gonna be a little different texture inside the Oumph ball. So, onions down. Then we take the minced meat. Then I just blending the onions around, and soon I'm gonna start to roll. So when I roll my own Oumph balls, I have some water because it doesn't get sticky to your hands. Then I just push it a little with love. Roll it. Perfect Oumph ball. So let's fry these Oumph balls up. So when the plant-based butter is totally still, then we know it's decent temperature. Woo-hoo! Look at this beauty. I mean, this product, it's for me totally awesome because it's great texture, you can form it. I can blend everything I like in this, and it's actually holding beautifully. You have this bounce, we have it the Oumph. Now the Oumph balls is ready, and I just need to go and pick up the sauce, so just wait. Then we're gonna marinate the Oumph balls inside the sauce. Final taste, see what's missing. It's my lucky day. Nothing. So let's plate. Right, now it's time for the plating, one of the most scary and fun parts. So we're taking the mashed potato. For this dish, it's like creaminess and earthness. Here we're going in with a beautiful sauce and the smell from the forest. Oh, look at that sauce. Then we go in with the pickled cucumbers, acidity, a little sweetness, and the Swedish lingonberry. All right, let's dig into this Swedish classic. See what this is about. I mean, this is so authentic. And I'm so happy actually what we can do with plant-based food. I don't need to compromise on the texture and the taste, and I feel better, the world feels better, it's affordable. It's just win-win stuff. We hope we have inspired you to take the next step in your own kitchen and find your own creativity. If you want to check out my recipe, head over to Collective Kitchen.